So yesterday I went ahead and saw the Super Mario Bros. Movie. It just came out, and it was really fun, you know? It was... Going in, I expected a typical Illumination movie, and I don't know if that comes with bad connotations these days. I literally mean it as it's a really fun slapstick movie that you can have a really good time with, and that was pretty much what I got. It was a little bit more focused with its funniness, if you ask me, compared to something like Minions just doing very random stuff. Not to say this movie didn't have a lot of random things, but then again, it's Super Mario. We're not expecting much here, and the movie is providing a genuinely fun time. No, it's not your typical The Princess is in Another Castle movie, but it does have a proper story, not expected from Mario in general, at least from the times I actually played Mario properly, whereas that Super Mario 64 people. The movie does actually have a proper story, a nice little motivation for Mario as well as Luigi. I'm just gonna say Luigi, hoping he was shown at some point in trailer so I don't spoil. But again, there's not much to spoil from the story side anyways, no? It's a fun little adventure that starts where Mario and Luigi are there with their family, let's just put it that way, and then the adventure goes into the Mushroom Kingdom and all the other zones, let's say. We don't get to see a whole lot of places, but you know, 4 or 5 biomes maybe, so that's quite neat. The movie is filled with references everywhere. At some point it kind of started being a bit too much. Please don't reference this much, but most of them were very cleverly used. It didn't feel as ham-fisted as something like Sonic Frontiers the game had, just randomly name-dropping things. No, the references were mostly useful to the story, or at least took place within the story, which I really appreciate, you know, don't just sloppily ham-fist things in. Sometimes the music actually felt out of place for me. I don't feel like some of the scenes they went with, they really wanted to pay a lot of homage and actual game soundtracks as well, but more often than not the scenes they went with, the music didn't feel like it quite fit when they tried to do that, because you know, Mario is always this cheery and happy and glowy music. When you go for an action scene, that doesn't exactly quite mix well with what's happening on the screen itself in general. There were clever use of music as well, you know, one scene with Bowser and some other stuff as well. It's kind of a hit and miss at times in general. That's how it is when it comes to Illumination as well. But the good thing is, what Illumination does absolutely great is that their comedy and usage of these moments, they are always coming in so rapid that even if something doesn't land all that well, you can immediately move on to the next stuff, and eventually something is gonna hit well and nicely right on that perfect spot that before you even get to feel, this is taking a bit long to happen. You know, something is always happening, and eventually before you get disinterested, something is going to land for you, and that's gonna make you have a lot of fun. But you know, otherwise I don't have much else to say on this movie. It's a genuinely fun movie that you should definitely go and watch. Expect your traditional Illumination experience, but if you were to ask me, I'd definitely say the bar is quite a couple steps higher compared to the average Minion joke tier. If I try to think back for any standout moments, there weren't really any, if you ask me. No, I wouldn't say the movie exactly had standout moments, so to say. But overall, it's a really genuinely fun experience to go through. I strongly recommend it. I hope you go ahead and watch it, and I hope you have fun. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay cool. We even got like Mario Pez dispensers at my movie theater, which was really nice.